All right, hello, and welcome back to Real Seekers. I'm your host, Dale, the Real Seeker, and unfortunately, this is kind of an impromptu live update on for Shroud fans, for people familiar with the Shroud of Turin and who enjoy the evidence, either Shroud skeptic or pro Shroud. And I do have a very sad update for you guys here that I just want to mention about my good friend Barrie Schwortz, who was the official STIRP photographer back in 1978. That scientific team, the only scientific team in human history to actually study the shroud with scientific equipment in person. And as well, he runs the amazing website shroud.com, which is probably the top website in the world for all information on the Shroud of Turin. And yeah, like I said, essentially we have some really horrific news in terms of Barrie's health, and that's why I just wanted to make this quick show just to update people about what's going on that front. So now I have been requested not to give too much details, but essentially Barry's been in the hospital for the last little bit, and his doctors have said that he has an uncurable form of cancer. And obviously for Barry, this is devastating. For us, this for me, this came out of nowhere and stuff like that. So it's, yeah, everyone's kind of upset and trying to give Barry their well wishes and all of that. Now the doctors from there are conflicting reports. So some of the doctors, according to Barry, he'll say, "Oh, the doctor said I've only got months left to live." Now, some good news on that front is that Barry, because Barry's in the hospital and on medication, that sort of stuff, he may be not understanding properly in that, because Joe Marino thankfully spoke with David, who's Barry's son, and David was a little bit more optimistic. He was saying that the doctors aren't sure. It could be months, or it could even be years. So that's a bit of good news there. But yeah, basically, I'll just leave it at that, because Barry doesn't. I think Barry doesn't want me to give specifics. So he just has this uncurable form of cancer for the time being. So please, whether you're pro Shroud or Shroud skeptic, look, Barry's beloved. Everybody loves that guy. He's my most popular shows. I guess he has a charisma that I don't and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, please, if you're a Christian, whether you're a non-Christian, if you're just religious or believe in God, or you're Jewish or Muslim or whatever, please be praying for Barry. We know the good news is, for us as Christians, we know that God can cure people, both through natural means or supernaturally. And I truly believe that. I believe Dr. Craig Keener has done amazing work in his 2-volume books cataloging that. So I do believe that our prayers, God listens. God loves everyone, whether you're Christian or not. And definitely God appreciates what Barry has done, and even unwittingly, as a non-Christian, has been advancing the cause of Christ and bringing people to Christ, such as myself, through his work with the Shroud of Turin and all of that amazing work and stuff like that. So just want to, yeah, show, obviously most of you guys will already know about his work, but just in case you don't, I just want to share my screen and show you his amazing website. So shroud.com on the internet, very easy, but this is probably the number one place to get information on the Shroud, both pro Shroud or Shroud skeptical. Look, he's got in-depth contents from the STIRP team, what that was about, their original test plan, all of their peer-reviewed science papers for free. Barry always works hard on the updates. In fact, even now, he's still wanting to work on the website and the updates and all of that stuff. But yeah, you've got tons of stuff, conferences, book lists, all of the papers and that sort. So yeah, I mean, obviously, as I said, Barry's work has been invaluable for everyone who studies the Shroud. So yeah, please keep him in your prayers for a speedy recovery. From what I understand, he will be doing chemotherapy for about 4 days a week in Colorado Springs. Um, the good news is he does have a long-term healthcare policy, so all of those details are taken care of and that sort of thing. So you don't have to worry about that. So but yeah, that's my main point here is obviously keep Barrie in your prayers and thoughts and wish him well. Now, one thing I do want to say, as a request from Barrie, Barrie is overwhelmed right now, and he first of all he's really happy. He's received already some sympathy emails and stuff like that. But just a request out of respect because he's still got a lot going on. Uh, Even myself, I've not emailed him, but try not to email him until he's ready. He is planning, from what I heard, he's planning to make an announcement or something like that. So like just hold off because even the emails, even though he appreciates the sympathy emails, it's just too much for him with everything going on. So kind of hold off until he makes his announcement. That's kind of the request I wanted to make there. But yeah, that's oh, we have a comment. Awesome. Yeah, KR is saying, I pray he has a full-on encounter with Christ and receives a miracle healing. Yeah, that's another thing I would say for Christians on the pro shroud side. Barrie's not a Christian. He is a non-religious Jew. Thankfully, through the shroud research, he did come to belief in God. Before that, he was kind of an atheist and stuff like that. But the shroud evidence has convinced him to believe in God. So at least we've got that. But obviously, as Christians, if God forbid it, worse comes to worse, and again, we're not at that point yet. There's still a lot of hope, and Barrie's son David is optimistic and that sort of thing. So yeah, we shouldn't be assuming it's over and stuff like that. But that's in God's hands. But yeah, like I said, we should also be praying that maybe God can use this to bring Barrie to full-on faith. I know that lots of us, me and Joe Marino and Teddy Pappas and a bunch of people in the Shroud Committee would love to see Barrie come to a full saving knowledge of Christ and that sort of thing. So who knows? Maybe over the next few months, something may happen and God will not only heal Barrie from his physical stuff, but maybe heal him spiritually and bring him to a full knowledge of Jesus. So pray for that as well. Yeah, that's basically all I've got in terms of the updates. I just wanted to make that again. I don't want to give too much details in what's going on, just out of respect for Barrie's privacy. And again, he told me not to give I was told not to give too much details, but he does have that uncurable form of cancer, uncurable from a modern medical standpoint. But again, with God, all things are on the table. So I want that request for prayers for Barrie, both to heal him if possible, if according to God's will, and to bring him to a saving knowledge of Christ. And also try to hold off on all the sympathy emails and stuff like that if you can, at least until he's ready and he's made kind of his announcement about what's going on. So with that said, that's it for this show. Like I said, just a real quick update. Yeah, thank you guys for all your support on Real Seekers, and thank you guys for I know there's lots in the pro shroud here for all your support for Barrie Schwortz. I mean, everybody, is there anyone that hates him? I think everyone loves that guy. He's always the popular guy. He always has the shroud knowledge, or has an anecdote. I love speaking with him for hours, and I know a lot of people know about this, but yeah, he'll go on and on for hours with anecdotes from the Stirp team, and his experiences on that stuff. So that's always invaluable information as well. But yeah, with that said, that's it. So thank you very much and take care and God bless.